Dear humans, I have a bone to pick with you, pun fully intended. Even I, the earth that has held every foot since the first upright steps, can appreciate a little wordplay. But beneath the pun lies a serious matter. You have taken the very foundations I gave you and turned them into objects of ridicule. You shame the marks they carry, and in doing so, you wound the people who walk upon me. Let me speak plainly and at length, so these words may settle like good soil and begin to heal. Every foot tells a story. The smooth, unblemished foot that has known mostly ease may appear perfect by your narrow standards, yet it carries fewer chapters. But the foot that shows bunions, calluses, blisters, ingrown nails, or toes reshaped by pressure. That foot is a living archive. It speaks of service, devotion, survival, and resilience. I would rather you lean in with curiosity and ask, I wonder what journey this foot has carried, what stories it has survived. Instead of casting judgment on the person who walks upon it. A foot without visible history may have rested, a working foot has marched, danced, stood guard, and carried someone through what was required. Consider the bunion, that outward shift at the joint. I shape tree roots the same way. When they meet unyielding rock or compacted clay, they thicken, curve, and reroot to find stability. The root does not apologize for its form, it simply holds the tree upright through storms. Your military service members have worn government-issue boots never truly fitted to their unique stride, marching miles under weight and duty. Gymnasts have spun and landed with medal-winning precision, only to retire with ankles and toes forever remade by the sport that brought their country glory. These are not deformities. They are root-like realignments born of load and loyalty. Calluses rise like the bark of ancient oaks that have endured wind, fire, and drought. Layer upon layer forms so the living core stays protected. Nurses, construction workers, firefighters, police officers, and all who stand and move upon hard surfaces for shifts that test human limits, their souls thicken exactly as I designed, intelligent armor that still allows them to feel the ground's feedback for balance and safety. Science has confirmed what I have always known, these natural pads shield without fully sacrificing sensation. To call them ugly dismisses the protective wisdom I wove into skin long ago. Blisters and ingrown toenails appear as temporary guardians or responses to prolonged inward pressure. Think of moss quickly covering a wound in the forest floor, or vines that compress through narrow gaps between stones only to emerge on the other side, forever marked yet still reaching for light. Childhood shoes too small, point shoes, work boots, or formal footwear chosen for appearance over anatomy, these create constraint. The foot adapts so the person can keep going. To shame the result is to shame survival itself. Even the squinched or overlapping toes, the hammertoe curves, these mirror stones in a riverbed. Tumbling over one another season after season, they lose sharp edges and take on new forms. They fit together differently, yet they continue downstream, shaped by the journey. And let us speak of the truckers whose feet press pedals hour after hour across endless highways. I watch as their right foot holds steady against the accelerator, a sustained pressure not unlike a root holding firm against constant wind on an open plain. Their soles develop calluses like the toughened bark of trees that stand guard along windswept ridges, protective, resilient, formed so the body beneath can endure long journeys that keep life's essentials flowing. When they step down from the high cab onto unforgiving concrete, the impact echoes the river stone that tumbles and reshapes with each new rapid. Swelling, heel pain, or the fatigue they carry are not signs of weakness but of service rendered in stillness and motion combined. These feet have stories of midnight runs, mountain passes, and deliveries that arrive because someone kept their foot to the task. They too are working feet, vital, honorable, shaped by the road itself. There are individuals who take pride in their feet exactly as they are, some even earn their living by sharing them. I pass no judgment on how any person chooses to relate to their body or make their way in these times. What matters is this: do not elevate one form of foot above another. The perfect foot is not superior to the working foot. The foot that has saved lives, rushing into burning buildings, responding to emergencies, standing post in defense of others, or supporting a family through long labor, is sacred ground. These feet have sacrificed comfort so others might have safety. They carry stories far richer than untested smoothness. When you shame these feet, on beaches, in comment sections, in locker rooms, or through silent glances, you create harm that goes deeper than skin. People begin to hide their feet even from themselves. They avoid care that could ease pain. Old wounds of childhood control or adult exhaustion reopen. Self-worth fractures. Intimacy becomes guarded. The body stops feeling like home. This is not trivial. It is disconnection, from self, from others, and ultimately from me, the earth beneath every step. Yet healing is possible the moment you choose curiosity over criticism. Look at a foot marked by life and ask, what distances have you traveled? What loads have you borne? Whose life did you help steady? See the gymnast's remade toes as chapters of national pride and personal sacrifice. See the service members' pressure-shaped souls as quiet valor. See the healthcare workers' thickened skin as daily compassion made visible. See the truckers' pedal-worn feet as the quiet force that moves the world's goods. See every adaptation as my intelligent response. Root around stone, bark against elements, stone in the river's flow, moss over the scar. Your feet are not separate from nature. They are nature, responsive, resilient, storytelling. The bunion is the root's wisdom. The callus is the oak's endurance. The reshaped toe is the river's patience. The blister is the forest's quick repair. Every mark says, I have carried a human being through this world. That is holy work. Let the shaming cease. Replace it with respect. Touch your own feet with gentleness. Offer gratitude for every mile. And when you see feet that tell visible stories, lean in with wonder instead of judgment. I am here, beneath every step, patient, listening, and ready to support whatever path you choose next. Walk gently. Walk gratefully. Walk whole. And now, let me speak of the feet you mock the loudest, the feet of celebrities. The ones photographed without permission, zoomed in without context, judged without mercy. You see a picture on a beach, a moment stolen from a private day, and instead of admiring the human being enjoying their family, you dive straight to the feet. You forget the miles those feet have traveled. You forget the stages they've crossed. You forget the nights they've performed until their bones ached. You forget the tours that stretched across continents, the rehearsals that lasted until dawn, the shoes chosen for fashion over anatomy, the pressure of fame that demanded perfection at any cost. Let me tell you something plainly. Those feet have sacrificed themselves for you. They have stood on hard stages for hours, danced through pain, worn tight costume shoes, endured swelling from flights, absorbed shock from jumps and choreography, carried bodies through exhaustion, performed with injuries, walked miles backstage, on concrete, in boots, heels, and flats with no support. These are working feet, just like the nurses, the dancers, the truckers, the athletes, the service members. Feet that have given more than you will ever know. So the next time you see a celebrity's foot that looks different, instead of mocking it, instead of screenshotting it, instead of sending it to a group chat, say to yourself, my goodness, those feet deserve a salute. Because they do. They have carried music, movies, performances, and memories into your life. They have endured pain so you could enjoy art. They have adapted under pressure so you could dance, sing, laugh, cry, and feel something. Some of these celebrities are retired now. They are older. They are resting. They are finally letting their feet breathe. Let them enjoy their lives without judgment. They have earned it. Their feet are not ugly. Their feet are not ruined. Their feet are not deformed. Their feet are archives of devotion. Their feet are maps of sacrifice. Their feet are proof of endurance. Their feet are working feet, and working feet are sacred. So to those who comment on celebrity feet, let me say this gently. You are mocking the very instruments that carry the art you love. You are shaming the very foundations that brought you joy. You are ridiculing the very roots that held up your idols through storms. And to the celebrities themselves. Your feet are honored here. Your feet are defended here. Your feet are understood here. Your feet are nature's own adjustments, not mistakes. And now I will address people with clubfoot, pigeon-toed in toeing, out-toeing, flat feet, high arches, toe deformities, gait differences. Clubfoot, in the quiet dark of the womb, space as a sculptor. Sometimes the foot curls inward like a leaf seeking light, or a root bending around stone. This is not a mistake, it is adaptation in tight quarters. Pigeon-toed in toeing, some feet point inward because the bones above them twist like young saplings in a breeze. Femur, tibia, metatarsus, each rotates with its own logic. I shaped them this way so the child could grow, walk, run, and adapt without pain. Out-toeing, some feet turn outward like petals opening. This too is natural. Variation is not error, it is diversity. Flat feet, high arches, some arches rise like bridges. Others lie flat like riverbeds. Both carry weight. Both endure. Both are mine. Why these conditions are adaptations, not mistakes. The womb is small. The fetus is flexible. Bones are soft. Tendons are responsive. Space is limited. Pressure is uneven. So nature does what nature always does. She adjusts. She reroutes. She reshapes. She adapts. She protects. Just like roots bending around stone, vines curling toward light, river stones smoothing under pressure, branches twisting in wind. And what of the feet shaped before birth, the clubfoot that curled inward in the quiet dark, the pigeon-toed stride formed by bones twisting like young saplings, the outturned foot opening like a petal? These are not errors. They are womb-born adaptations, shaped by space, pressure, and the soft architecture of early life. I have always allowed roots to bend around stone, branches to twist in wind, riverbeds to carve new paths. Why, then, do you shame the feet that follow the same laws? These shapes are not mistakes. They are nature's first adjustments. Clubfoot talipes echinovarus develops in the womb, caused by tight space, tendon positioning, or genetic variation. The foot curves inward and downward, not caused by anything the mother did, not caused by injury, not a mistake, it's a natural variation in fetal development. Pigeon-toed in toeing, often caused by femoral anteversion, hip bone rotated inward, tibial torsion, shin bone rotated inward, metatarsus adductus, foot curved inward from birth. These are normal developmental variations. Out-toeing, often caused by external rotation of hip or tibia, natural gait pattern, genetic variation. Flat feet, high arches, genetic, structural, sometimes adaptive, not inherently problematic. These are variations, not errors. Foot development science. Nature metaphors for each condition. This is the healing part. Clubfoot, in the womb's quiet forest, space as a sculptor. Sometimes a foot curls inward like a fern unfurling in reverse, or a root bending around stone. This is not a flaw, it is adaptation in tight quarters. Pigeon-toed in toeing, some feet point inward because the bones above them twist like young saplings leaning toward a hidden sun. Femur, tibia, metatarsus, each rotates with its own logic. I shaped them this way so the child could grow without pain. Out-toeing, some feet turn outward like petals opening to greet the day. Variation is not error, it is diversity. Flat feet, some arches lie flat like riverbeds, made to carry weight evenly across the ground. Flat feet are not failures, they are floodplains built for endurance. High arches, some arches rise like bridges over water, springing upward to absorb impact. This shape is not superior, just different. Toe curvature, scrunched toes, toes sometimes curl like tendrils of vines. Shaped by pressure, shoes, or the soft architecture of early life. Curvature is not deformity, it is memory. And what of the feet shaped before birth? The clubfoot that curled inward in the womb's small forest, the pigeon-toed stride formed by bones twisting like saplings leaning toward hidden light, the outturned foot opening like a petal in early spring. These are not errors. They are womb-born adaptations, shaped by space, pressure, and the soft architecture of early life. I have always allowed roots to bend around stone, branches to twist in wind, riverbeds to carve new paths. Why, then, do you shame the feet that follow the same laws? These shapes are not mistakes. They are nature's first adjustments.
Hi humans. It's us, your feet. Yes, we filed a complaint with nature. We didn't want to, but you left us no choice. Don't worry. We're not here to scold you. We're here to remind you of a few things that help us help you. Because how you treat us affects your whole body, your knees, your hips, your spine, even your balance and mood. Number one, about shoes that are too tight. When shoes squeeze us, we don't just suffer. Your whole body does. Tight shoes can cause bunions, hammertoes, nerve compression, ingrown nails, chronic arch pain, altered gait. And when your gait changes, your knees, hips, and lower back absorb the stress. Your spine tries to compensate, your posture shifts, your muscles tighten. We're small, but we carry the whole structure. If we're cramped, the whole building leans. Number two, about carrying loads heavier than your body was designed for. We're strong, but we're not invincible. When you carry heavy backpacks, overloaded bags, weight far beyond your frame, children on one hip for hours, boxes, equipment, or gear daily, your feet absorb the shock first. Long-term overload can cause collapsed arches, chronic heel pain, plantar fasciitis, ankle instability, stress fractures. And again, your knees and spine try to compensate. We're not complaining, just reminding you that even mountains erode under too much weight. Number three, about flat feet and high arches. We come in different shapes, and each shape needs the right support. Flat feet, if your arches are low, choose shoes with structured arch support. Avoid thin, flat soles, look for stability shoes. Flat feet spread weight evenly, but they need help keeping the ankles aligned. High arches. If your arches are high, choose shoes with cushioning. Avoid stiff, unsupportive soles. Look for shock-absorbing insoles. High arches don't absorb impact well. They need softness. Neither shape is wrong, just give us what fits our natural design. Number four, about wide feet and narrow shoes. If we are wide, we cannot and will never fit into narrow shoes. Not with forcing, squeezing, breaking them in, hoping, wishing, prayer, denial. Wide feet need wide toe boxes, flexible materials, shoes that let the toes spread. When toes can't spread, balance suffers. When balance suffers, the whole body works harder. We're not being difficult, we're being honest. We know our width. Please choose shoes that know it too. Number five, about standing all day. If you stand for long hours, nurses, teachers, servers, factory workers, retail workers, caregivers, please remember, rotate shoes, use supportive insoles, stretch calves and arches, rest us when you can, elevate us at night. We carry you through every shift. Let us rest when the day is done. Number six, about childhood shoes. We don't blame you for anything that happened when you were young. You didn't choose your shoes, you didn't choose your size, you didn't choose your care. But now, as an adult, you can choose comfort, you can choose support, you can choose space, you can choose kindness. We forgive the past. We only ask for gentleness now. Number 7, our final message. We are not ugly. We are not mistakes. We are not shameful. We are your foundation, your storytellers, your carriers, your roots. Treat us well, and we will carry you farther than you ever imagined.
Thank you, feet, for speaking so plainly. And thank you, humans, for listening. I want to echo what your feet have told you, and add a truth of my own. Lack of knowledge is never a reason to judge anyone. Many of you are hearing these things for the first time. You did not know that squeezing into narrow shoes could strain your spine. You did not know that carrying loads beyond your frame could collapse arches. You did not know that standing all day without rotating footwear could exhaust your joints. You did not know that childhood shoes shaped your toes long before you had a say. Ignorance is not a flaw, it is simply a place where learning has not yet arrived. And learning is what allows healing to begin. Let me show you something from my world. How nature handles mistakes, a lesson in adaptation. When a tree falls sideways in a storm, its trunk lies on the ground. But the branches do not give up. They turn upward, reaching for the sun, and a new tree grows from the fallen one. The original trunk becomes a bridge for moss, insects, and life. The mistake becomes a habitat. When a river hits a boulder, it does not stop. It curves, carves, and finds a new path. The bend becomes a place where fish rest and plants thrive. The obstacle becomes a sanctuary. When a vine is forced through a narrow gap, it twists. But once it emerges, it blooms. The distortion becomes a signature shape. I have never punished adaptation. I have always honored it. Your feet are no different. What this means for you. If your toes curled because your childhood shoes were too small, you were not broken, you adapted. If your arches collapsed under years of heavy loads, you were not flawed, you endured. If your gait changed because you stood long hours without support, you were not damaged, you compensated. If your feet reshaped themselves to survive pressure, you were not deformed, you were resilient. And now that you know better, you can do better, gently, gradually, wisely. Nature's guidance for healing, scientifically accurate. Here is what your feet, and your body, will thank you for. Choose shoes that match your foot shape. Wide feet need wide toe boxes. High arches need cushioning. Flat feet need structured support. This is alignment, not vanity. Rotate your footwear if you stand all day. Different shoes distribute pressure differently. This prevents chronic strain. Avoid shoes that squeeze or narrow the toes. Compression affects gait, balance, and spinal alignment. Reduce overload when possible. Heavy bags, uneven weight distribution, and constant carrying. Strain the arches, ankles, knees, and lower back. Stretch calves and arches regularly. This improves circulation and reduces heel pain. Let your feet breathe. Air, space, and movement prevent fungal issues and nerve compression. None of this is punishment. It is simply care, the same care I give to forests, rivers, and roots. Nature's final blessing. Do not fear the adjustments your feet have made. I make adjustments everywhere. I correct, reroute, reshape, and heal. So can you. Your feet have carried you through storms. They have adapted in silence. They have endured without complaint. Now they ask only for gentleness. Walk with awareness. Walk with kindness. Walk with gratitude. And remember, there is no such thing as ugly feet. Only working feet with stories. I am nature, and I do not make mistakes. I make adjustments. And now, it's time for nature's final blessing, the grounding and apology ritual. Humans, before we part, I want to offer you a moment of stillness. A moment of grounding. A moment of forgiveness, for yourselves, and for your feet. You have heard much today. Some of it may be new. Some of it may be surprising. Some of it may stir memories of discomfort, pressure, or choices made without knowledge. Lack of knowledge is never a reason for shame. Awareness is the beginning of healing. And healing is always possible. Now, I want you to do something simple. Grounding instruction: place your feet on the ground. Both of them, if you have two. One of them, if you have one. It does not matter, grounding belongs to everyone. Feel the earth beneath you. Feel the weight of your body settling. Feel the quiet support rising up through the floor, through your soles, through your bones. This is me. I have been holding you since your first step. I will hold you through your last. Now, gently reach down, if you are able, and touch your feet. The tops, the sides, the arches, the toes. Touch them with kindness. My feet, I apologize. I apologize for any way you were handled that was out of my control. I apologize for any way you were handled that was in my control. But shaped by lack of knowledge, pressure, or circumstance. I release myself from guilt. I release myself from shame. From this day forward, I will care for you with awareness, with gentleness, and with gratitude. Let those words settle. Let them sink into the ground beneath you. Let them rise back up through your soles. In closing, do not fear the adjustments your feet have made. I make adjustments everywhere. When a tree falls sideways, it grows a new trunk toward the sky. When a river meets stone, it curves and becomes more beautiful. When a vine is squeezed through a narrow gap, it twists, and then blooms. When roots hit hard earth, they reroot and strengthen. Nothing in nature is ruined by adaptation. Everything is reshaped into resilience. If your toes curled from tight shoes, they adapted, just as roots do. If your arches collapsed under heavy loads, they endured, just as riverbeds do. If your gait shifted from long hours of standing, it compensated, just as branches twist in wind. And now that you know better, you can begin the gentle work of correction. Your back will thank you. Your knees will thank you. Your hips will thank you. Your posture will thank you. And your feet, your faithful carriers, will thank you most of all. Nature's final word. Humans, release the guilt. Release the shame. Release the fear of what your feet have become. Your feet are not mistakes. They are stories. They are adaptations. They are survival. They are nature. Walk gently. Walk gratefully. Walk forgiven. Walk whole.